We are back to check in on how Humankind is doing. How are you guys doing down there? They look like they're doing pretty well. We've got our tiny trucks and tiny cars driving around because we're in the industrial era. We're industrial era Russia right now. An expansionist culture. So here's what my plan is right now. Feeling pretty secure over here. We have Orange, who is our faithful ally. They're not very strong, but, you know, they like us, and I don't mind them being there. We have colonized the entire southern continent. We drove green off of the eastern coast area. And so, since we're an expansionist culture, I would like to envelop all of these territories into our cities somehow. That's probably going to take a lot of influence. So I'd like to make this all, not necessarily one big city, but a few cities. Get it all under our wing. And then if we can successfully do that, my next target is, of course, the third continent that Green has been ruling over. They are the warlike Zulu people right now. I believe they're at war with Lime Green here. Fighting a little internal war there. I hope that the Ottomans can live through this, but they are surrounded and outnumbered, so I don't have a lot of hope. If they can stay there, that would be good. What I would like to do is get my foot in on this continent. They destroyed a city here, so this territory is open. There's two independent peoples that maybe we can get in on that action. And then maybe fight back on them directly. That's kind of what my thoughts are. How are we doing in these independent cities? Only 40% share of the treaties. For a Knock and a Cod is 50%, so that's getting closer. But we need to hit 60% to really take over. So we'll be looking at that. Otherwise, let's see. So I have Amsterdam down here, which I combined with this territory. We have Damascus. And then I was going to, I think, settle 2 more cities on here is the plan. But I only really have enough influence to do 1 right now. I'm going to do this territory because it's got that good on top of the mountain position, which helped us a lot in Memphis. So there's the city. St. Petersburg. We'll start with our emblematic district. Get some special coffee, special tea, big stability bonuses here. Yeah. And then, well, attaching territories is pretty cheap. I guess we are making 1,000 a turn, so we'll see. Let's move along. We need a few more stars to enter the final era of the game. We've unlocked Encyclopedia. How are we doing on civics? I have 1 available? Oh, no, I don't. Why not? Just not enough influence. Okay. It looks like many of the currently available technologies are military related. Not scientific method, but I see we have, you know, new units. A new home guard unit, which is nice. With nationhood, propellers about boats and stuff, and whale fishing. Mechanization. Oh, okay. That's more industrial, some food. Modifying industrial units becomes cheaper. But all of these new buildings with mechanization all create pollution. We talked about that a little bit at the end of last time. Pollution has started going up, and we're basically the only country on the planet polluting the air right now. So I don't feel great about that, but you know, what are you going to do? That's progress, baby. We've run into some rebels. They're going to go down instantly. Yeah, this is a train station. Oh yeah, here it is. It's hard to see because it's so small. But this line that all these carts, I guess it used to be a road. All these carts are riding on it, goes over to our other train station. Get those horse buggies off the railroad tracks. Okay, we're making quite a bit of influence per turn. Maybe I can do some attaching here, or I could make that last city, right? Oh, no, we need 3,400. Which will take another couple of turns. So let's look at attaching some of these territories. Amsterdam, I could give you this one. This contributes towards our expansionist stars. And then that might be good for Amsterdam. And then St. Petersburg. Attach that skinny, weird territory.
Stars. You're going to end up sharing a border with everybody.
And we'll give you Taiyi. There we go. Yeah, we got room for more people, more workers. So then, yeah, let me see here. If we did a city, maybe I'd do the one here on the far end, Czechia. Because that could be a good, you know, harbor, ocean access. But I don't have to have the city on the coast either. If I made the city here and connected these, I could build a harbor right there anyway. Or over there, or whatever. But let's say that I make a city and connect these 4 territories. And then Damask has these 3 next to it. Gets more expensive with each one. There we go. Okay. So that's pretty good. Yeah, we've already gotten all the expansionist stars because of all that land takeover. We'll do one more city with these. I don't think I can attach this island because it's not touching. But that works for me. Now, Nemosos is probably our smallest city. It's only 1 territory large. It might be beneficial, because we're going to be over our city cap, right? It might be beneficial if we absorb it into another city. Maybe Thebes. But I'm going to need a couple more turns of influence before we can do that. But that would bring us down on our cap, right? We wouldn't be able to build straight from Nemosos anymore. It would go through Thebes building. And heck, let's build some forests out here in the snow. So, forests reduce pollution, of course. Gonna build a few of them out here because this land is not super useful for other stuff as it is. Maybe we can bring down how much pollution we're making per turn. 40 per turn right now. Builder star. Hey, we've hit 7. Which means we've finally caught up to green on stars. Except we have a huge fame lead, of course. We've had it for most of the game because I'm just playing a normal difficulty and we're killing everybody. So we could move on to the last era. Let's look at our stars. Like, science stars are easy enough. It just takes time. I'm not making a lot of money, so that might take a while. But aesthete, I think we'd be able to get, you know, that'll keep going up. Agrarian will go up with our new cities. And if the rebels attack me one more time, we'd get 1 militarist star, so that's something. Let's go ahead for the Taj Mahal. Is there a good place to build this? Nothing special. What are the details on this baby? Plus 50% money on settled city. I'm not 100% sure. I think I said this before. I don't know if that means plus 50% money on the city in which Taj Mahal is built, or if it means plus 50% money on all of my cities, which are all considered settled. I don't know exactly what that means. I'm sure that you can look it up online. I'm sure somebody clarifies it. But let's say that it only applies to our city that has the most money. Which one is making the most money? Memphis is by a little bit. Okay. So I think if we build it within this city, we'll be good either way. A little bit of influence if we build it by the mountain because it gets a little bonus. It increases the mountain's influence. Oh, that's right. This is what? Mount Everest. We found it way at the beginning of the game. Maybe it would be cool to build it right next to Mount Everest. That's cool. Let's go for that. Okay. Agamemnon, our best friend over on the other continent, I said sarcastically, has entered the last era as the Japanese. So now we're getting close to the end of the game. The game will end when one of the following conditions is reached. If they, or I, in the last era, get every available star, the game will end. If someone unlocks all of the endgame technologies, which is like space stuff, right? Eliminating all the other empires, vassalizing all of the remaining empires, sending a mission to Mars, which is, again, kind of on the scientist track. You have to get a lot of a lot of complicated technology to do that, but I don't think you have to research everything. You just have to get you have to build a lot of shared projects like missile tests and shuttle tests and stuff on the ground and get those off before you can send a mission to Mars. Or rendering the world unfit for human life, which we have made a it's not a lot of progress. It's a little progress towards that. Once one of these things happens, the game will end, and then whoever has the most fame will win. That's how it works. So, we still have quite a bit of time to play yet, but even if the Japanese were to end the game by getting all their stars or whatever, right now we would still win. It doesn't matter that they end it. We would win because we're twice as famous as them. Now I can see in this city, we have 28 population, but only room for 25. We don't have jobs for those other 3, right? But if we build a hamlet, that gives us 4 more worker slots. So that would actually let us use those extra people. And we build it here, we get a bunch of industry as well. Okay, what if we unlock down here? We can discover electricity. Market quarters are cheaper to build. We can start getting coal. And a coal plant. Microbiology. Farmers' quarters become cheaper. Pasteurization. Minus 20% population consumption on city or outpost. What does that mean? Population consumption? I'm not sure. I think the bottom line is it would keep our population in our cities higher over time, but how exactly that works, I couldn't say. Mass vaccination, that's an important one. +1 stability per population. That actually is good. And we can build hospitals, which is stabilities per researchers. I think everything about that sounds good. There's a Night Stalker in St. Petersburg. We can install street lamps, which costs a little bit of gold, not very much, considering how much we're making. Or we can just ignore it, and there's a chance of terrible consequences. Just build the lamps, man. It's not that hard. We do have a lot of influence now, so I'm smelling another city. I was going to do this territory, but actually it's losing food starting out, whereas the one here is gaining food. So this might actually be a better start. Agrarian star for getting those populations.
How did you get 12 agrarian stars? Plant one in the ground and have 11 more pop up around it?
Basically. 99 food per turn. Wow. From what? I don't even know. Oh, here we go. Exploitations, districts. Oh, infrastructures that it started with, like animal barns. +9 food from plant lore, our culture trait that we got a long time ago, I bet. Some from civics, some from ideologies, narrative events, and our 2 farmers. Oh, look at food losses. -74 food from population consumption. That must be what pasteurization was talking about. -20%. Oh, okay. When it said population consumption, I thought it meant something about, you know, losing our actual population. But it was talking about food. You get pasteurization, and your food lasts longer, right? You don't lose as much from them eating it. That makes sense. So even though it's a weird way for the technology to say it, what it means is more food for you, basically. And we can attach some of these areas that aren't doing anything. Is it the best idea to attach all this land? I don't know. It looks better to me. But now look at Moskva. Making more of everything. We've got more population. We've got more work slots. Everybody's happy. I think it was good. Our settler got back. Oh, that's right.
Other empires struggle in your shadow. For the legend you have created is second to none.
That's right. Okay, so unfortunately the Japanese have taken that empty spot, which I'm not too surprised by. How are our friends doing? 41%, 51%. So it's going up pretty slowly. It'll be a long time till we could possibly assimilate them. So we might just have to go in guns blazing. Or
I would not put myself in this position if I feared the consequences.
what if you guys joined my team? How would you feel about that? Wait a second. Are you a vassal? You got vassalized again?
On your mind.
Is that what I'm seeing here? They broke away, started warring with them. And they lost the war and became vassalized again. Man, that sucks. I was hoping that I could help you maybe push back on them a little bit, but they gave up. Yeah, so down here on this island, I could make it into a city. I don't know if that'll really benefit me that much. We can still grab the resources down here. A violent tribe dwells in this place. That's not good. I should take care of that, right? Well, maybe we take all that gold and we send somebody down there. What's their strength down here? 31, 5 units. Okay. Build some harass. Send them down here to my outpost just to get rid of the violent tribe, I guess. Okay, anyway, our settler made it back to town. And I don't really have anywhere for them to settle. So what I can do is find a city that could use some more people and move the settlers in. But everyone looks pretty full. So I guess it doesn't really matter. I mean, Moskva has room, I guess. So why don't you move over there? You can live over there. It's a booming town. Yeah, pasteurization, minus 20% population consumption of food on cities. Nice. I got you. We got a lot of land to work with out here. Let's make a hamlet, and we'll make like a little research park. They'll love that. Gonna get electricity so we can start getting coal. I'm sure that we have some somewhere.
This time, you are merely a bystander to someone else's glory.
No, my scouts that have been running around since like the second era, they finally got caught by these pikemen. Run, scouts. Actually, if you want to like dip into my territory here, I could probably upgrade you from scouts, as funny as it is having you still be running around the globe. Like they haven't even had contact with the mainland for thousands of years. They're just like, he told me to run, and so I'm still running. Electricity, we got an agrarian star. All right, discovered electricity. There's some fame. Wow, multiple stars. How are we doing? We got all the agrarian. We got all of the builder. Let's see. Yeah, these two. Well, I mean, one merchant star we might be getting close to, but otherwise they're going to move pretty slowly. Research will get there. We're doing pretty well. Maybe just get a few more before we move on to the final era. But everything's looking good. Tons of fame. Oh, you can see the Japanese there. Instead of having the 7 stars, now it's just counting how many stars they have because there's not another era for them to move into. So it's just like, here's how many they've earned in this era, with the maximum, I assume, was 21. So if their stars hit 21 stars, that would be an end of game trigger. Press freedom. Should the news be controlled by the government? So we can have freedom of speech, which makes our civics cheaper, canceling and starting new ones. Or propaganda. +1 war support per turn. Boy, I know what that's like. We're going for freedom of speech.
If different opinions can't be heard, people might end up believing whatever ridiculous things the government says.
Poignant. We also have enough for irreligion. So we can either have secularism or state atheism. Secularism being +10% bonus on future fame gains, money on religious districts. That goes along with the religion we've been crafting, right? State atheism is a 20% bonus on future fame gains. Ah. So if we were not way in the lead on fame, if we were running behind, state atheism might be a good way to catch up. Because an extra 20% on everything we make, that might help us, catch up to whoever was in first. But we have a huge lead, so it doesn't really matter. I think that +5 money on religious districts fits in with our shamanism that we have running. Either way, hitting irreligion, whatever we pick, which we don't have to pick anything, but if we do, we lose the ability to enforce a state religion, build new holy sites or pick tenets, and we become immune to religious grievances. Is that the same over here? With state atheism, all religious civics are locked and some of the influence is reimbursed. Interesting. All right.
This looks lovely on paper. Let's see how it goes in practice.
Yeah, so secularism turns off these older civics. We didn't even unlock this one. How are we doing? Very stable up here. Oh yeah, that's right. Nemosos. You've kind of run out of space. What if we absorbed you into something? What about into Nisa, maybe? Costs a lot of influence, but there we go. Our stability takes a hit. And now we've, taken on all their population, so we have way more than we can hold. We don't have enough food to support everybody. So we're going to lose some population doing that. But we come down 1 on the city cap. We didn't really have room to build anything over there anyway. So combining these two, I don't know if it's strictly a 100% gain for us. It might have been okay to leave them separately. But whatever. I did it anyway. We're going to run with this. Our scouts have returned. I'll pay you enough money to upgrade you into knights. Yes. Aha. We're slightly stronger than these. I don't want to say barbarians. They were probably living here first. I'm the invaders, right? We are slightly stronger. Let's see if we can beat them. They have bows and arrows, but I have horses. No, my horsies. No. Run them down. Yes, right through their archers. There we go. Horse units are like not very strong defensively, but they're good at covering a lot of ground and like running down undefended guys. I think. That's my understanding. Urban planning. And we finished the Taj Mahal.
The Taj Mahal is indeed a stunning mausoleum. If you want to be together forever, it's hard to choose a nicer place.
Okay. Let's see here. All right. There's probably some wonders in the 6th era, but we're not there yet. So, do we want Big Ben or Eiffel Tower? Or I could wait, right, and try and grab something from the next era. Big Ben is a big science wonder. Eiffel Tower is industrial. I might go for science. I'm trying to think what I want to do, because, like, for fun, it would be fun to get a big fleet of ships together and an army and sail across to the Japanese continent and take the fight to them. That would be fun. Do I have to do that though? I don't have to. I could just go for science. We could go for the Mars mission victory. That'd be fun. Or Endgame, I should say. It doesn't guarantee a win. I don't know if the Japanese will grab either of these now, if they're in the next era. I don't know. Let's go for Big Ben. It's Big Ben. Okay, so we have a lot of infrastructure options now with all the things we've researched, but I have to keep an eye out because our newer ones, not always, but a lot of them carry pollution as well. Some of these are older, I think, so it won't matter. But I know that near the end of the game, a lot of the things you can build are like, this adds to pollution, because everything does. Extra science for adjacent market quarters, or adjacent admin centers, or main plazas. I see, okay. So what do we have? This is an administrative center. So I get a little extra science from putting it next to that. And if I build some market quarters next to it, that would also help. Let's go there. Running wild. What are the Empire's children entitled to? Child education. +1 researcher slot on city per research quarter. So for every research quarter we have in a city, there's another place for a scientist or child employment. The same thing, but we make them work in the mines. We're going to go for
The
education.
long-term strategy seems to be smarter if it's built on lifting everyone up.
Seems obvious, don't you think? These cheaper hamlets don't help after I've just built 1,000 of them. All right, we'll just have you park here for defense. What the heck? Excuse me, what the heck is going on here, Japan?
Tell me what is on your mind.
They don't have a lot of war support. It's just going up slowly to the normal amount. They're hesitant. They're not, like, super aggressive right now. So why are you over here ransacking my harbor? He's going to force another war, isn't he? Well, maybe we should start getting ready. Let's check our tabs. I'm a little curious on what else is going on here. Culture-wise, this whole area belongs to us and our influence. Over on the other continent, it's pretty much by country lines. So really, the only thing that's, you know, not like starting values is that I'm influencing Orange culturally. Not enough where they want to change over to me, but you know, we're spreading. Faith-wise, what have we adopted here as a religion? Oh, I see. Right, because of our civics, we don't follow any religion anymore. But people liked shamanism the best when it was around. Intelligence, I've never really played with spies or anything. I don't know how those work yet, so sorry if you were wanting some advice on those. I don't really know what they do. Trade-wise, yeah, they're ransacking our harbor, so our resources from the island are being blocked off. But otherwise, we've got a lot of trade routes set up. Not with them, though. Jerks. I do have a lot of money. What if we, let's see, what if I started buying resources from our ally, Shaka Zulu? Like, what if I could hit buy all and buy all their luxury resources that are available? What does that do? Wow. So we had to pay some money to get access, but our money per turn went up by like 300 per turn from having those resources. This is kind of what I found in another game of this I was playing. I was really into gold. I was making tons of money, and I just started buying everyone's resources. And I assumed that because I had like a monopoly or something, that everyone had to trade with me for them. And so my money per turn was just skyrocketing. It was crazy. Because like you have to pay an upkeep for the trade. So theoretically, my money per turn should go down because I'm paying for access to this. But it actually goes up because then I think others... I get more money for having more. I don't know. I don't know exactly how it works. It's good, though. It's good for me. And heck, having more more mercury is like more percent science on all mercury. Having more ebony is more industry. Like, it's giving us other bonuses. Tea gives us more food, you know. So as long as we're making more money and getting the bonuses, like, why not? Just buy it all. All right, how are we looking on stars? Oh, we did get a militarist from beating down those natives. We're now making a lot of money per turn, but those stars will be kind of slow. Okay. Just kind of seeing where we're at. We can now research torpedo boats and get oil. Ooh. Let's do that. More resources is usually good for us, because I control a lot of the resources on this planet. I'm sort of transitioning into science, because if the Japanese decide to go to war with us, if we have technological superiority, that'll help for sure. But also, we could try and end the game with the Mars mission. Double stars, double prizes on that turn. The Ottomans. Why do you guys hate this harbor? I can't even build ships here. You're just screwing up my trade. Where are my boats? Do I have any boats? They're all just doing whatever. They're sailing around. All right. I'm going to need all boats to meet up here at this harbor, please. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 1 We're going to gather at this harbor, upgrade ourselves, and then go defend our island harbor if they're going to be jerks about it. Up here in Nisa, they need more food. Whale fishing it is. Don't worry, they'll shut us down real quick once we start whale fishing. You'll see. Yeah, so look, our musketeers jump on the train station, take the train. Look how far they can move, all in one turn. From Damask all the way down to this train station. Because they can travel by rail. That's crazy. All right, build the harbor in the lake. I don't care. It'll give us more food. Uh-oh. The Titanic went down. 1,500 watery graves. Do we regulate terrible shipbuilding, or do we just trust them to do the right thing? Well, you know that's not going to work. We'd get 25 money for the next 5 turns, but you know that can't end well. We're going to regulate those ships. Make them safer. What's wrong with you guys? Here we go. Look at these quick technology upgrades from all the research we're pulling in. Almost 6,000 per turn. Oh man, look at the science gain. Even on Moskva, which is like our most recent city. You get some from its districts, some from like a good chunk from infrastructure. Workshops. But look at the curiosities. 222 from curiosities just having luxury resources. The ambergris, the mercury, the lead, giving us big science bonuses to every city, I think. 82 from the Empire, 225 from the researchers working here, and 5 from a glacier we found. No, I'm glad that it shows us all this, because then you can really see, like, it's great to have this information if you're like, hey, this city is, you know, doing really badly in one area. Why is that? Or why is it doing really good? Like, you can see where it all comes from. You can see where the bulk of it is from, and that kind of informs your choices, which I like. Damask, what are you good at? Pretty good at industry. What if we made you into like an industry town? Especially if we start fighting a war, then you can start making units and send them over by train, that sort of stuff. Yeah, how's the pollution going? We are the top polluter by a lot. Although the Japanese are catching up on us. They're now making 60 per turn. So here's the deal. When total pollution reaches 12.5 thousand, and I think I told this to you last time, we're only at 2,500 right now, but when it hits 12.5 thousand, the whole world will become polluted, and all of our sources of food are going to go down. Like, not 100% down, but they're all going to get worse. All of our farms get worse, you know, everything like that. So suddenly food becomes a bigger problem, which is why having a polluted world is not cool. Look at the science coming out of St. Petersburg right now. 1,300 a turn. Crazy. A diversity of voices. It's a republic evolution. Should there be a diversity of political representation? We can have a one-party state, which is stability on all territories, or a democratic republic. Science, for extra science for every research quarter next to the commons quarter. Money for every market quarters next to the commons quarter. This I feel like is more beneficial, but I did not build my districts planning for this, so I don't actually know how many of those it will affect. You know, because my commons quarters might not be touching any of these districts. It does put us more on the liberty axis, but I don't really need the stability either.
Are occasional bouts
We'll go for the
of
Republic.
chaos a small price to pay for liberty, free speech, and opportunity?
All right, how are we doing on stars here? Pretty good. We'll get another technology next turn, which will get us that one. For money, oh, we only need 10,000 more, which I think is not going to take very long. And 10,000 influence, which will take, 8 turns or so. Well, let's wrap this up. I think we can get a couple of stars real quick, and we'll be ready to enter the last era. How about citizenship? How do we feel about this? Universal citizenship. Big stability on all cities. Select citizenship. Stability per territory, which means our, big cities with lots of territories, big land area, would get more stability if they're in our sphere of influence. But if they fall under someone else's influence, they start to lose stability, which is interesting. I'm just going to take the flat on all cities. I don't think I have to worry about it. Okay, guerrilla warfare. This one's interesting. We would get partisans, for one, but also modifying all pre-industrial units is cheaper to do. And underground resistance means that any of our cities that come under occupation by another empire take a stability hit, because they're basically, say that the Japanese sailed over and took Moskva during a war, it's occupied. The stability there drops because there's people in the city fighting back against, the occupiers, which I think is cool.
I have something here that should...
Oh, really? I sail a couple of boats towards you and you go, wait a second. Let's not be aggressive.
Yes, friend. Say what you wish. I will listen.
They're needy now, and they're weaker than us. Very good. That's exactly where I want you. Agamemnon. Merchant Star. There we go. I think that's what I was waiting for. We can get another Aesthete Star with 6,000 influence, which I think is just 2 turns worth. Militarist isn't going to happen. So let me rush through 2 turns here. We're doing really good. Oh, good. And we're just at about the end of the tech tree for this era as well. So this is good timing.
Big Ben will give you a visible and official correct time. Rather important now that all the clocks of an entire empire need to agree on it.
Okay, we got Big Ben. I'm going to wait. I'm not going to make the Eiffel Tower because as soon as we switch eras, we might have some different options.
So, tell me, shall we become close?
Mm-hmm.
We accept.
I moved a couple of boats closer to them and they're like, hold the phone. We don't want to go to war now. Oh, really? Well, that's good to know. Our patronage is creeping closer to 60% on these 2. Now they want a non-aggression pact because they're afraid of us landing. And that's fine. I'm fine with you guys being in that position. All right, just by parking these boats here, I scared off 2 countries. That's real power.
12 cultural stars. At this rate, there'll be no culture left for anyone else.
That's right, there's not going to be. Okay, I think that's what I wanted to do. Oh yeah, we got almost all the stars. We're kicking butt around here. So I'm ready to move into the last era. We're going to win this game, no problem. Super easy. But the whole point of doing this video series was to help you learn how the game works. It's not like an expert guide or anything. If you're playing on a hard difficulty, then if I was on a hard difficulty right now, I'm probably playing very carelessly, But it's worked out for us because the computers are so easy. But it's just for you to learn how it works, see how the game is. I'm having a good time. It is a little bit easy for me, but it's still interesting to see what all happens. And honestly, moments like when I move a couple of boats down, like 5 boats, not even an army, not even a strong fleet. I just move some boats closer, and then 2 countries are like, wait, we were just kidding. We were just kidding about the harbor. Please leave us alone. Like, that kind of stuff is very funny. So anyway, thanks for hanging out. As always, let me know if you have any questions. And next time, we're going to enter the final era. I think I'm going to shoot for some kind of science end of game, getting some people sent to Mars or like researching everything, that sort of thing. We'll go for that. We'll see if anything else happens. And I'll see you there.